The nation's most active natural gas driller is Chesapeake Energy, and the $20 billion company has just announced a $1 billion plan to invest in companies working on natural gas as a motor fuel. CEO Aubrey McClendon says the investment will create a demand revolution for natural gas and help move the country away from foreign oil. But the economics of converting our transportation infrastructure to natural gas, well, that may not be so simple. Mr. McClendon joins us now from Washington. Aubrey, good to have you here with Matt and myself. Talk to me about how you create demand here.
Okay, well, you just take the abundance of natural gas, which today is priced, would be priced as a transportation fuel at about $2 per gallon, and you compare that with gasoline and diesel, which are $3.50 to $4 per gallon, and you have an easily accessible number that people can look at and say, that would drive me to using this fuel instead of imported gasoline and diesel. So I think what drives people to it are the economics. What you have to do is create the infrastructure so that people can begin to consume the fuel, and that's what yesterday's announcement is at least partially about.
Right. Well, and that's what we're trying to figure out is the economics of converting that transportation infrastructure to natural gas. They're not clear at this point. I mean, give us an idea. I mean, do you have any idea of the economics? Could it be, in the end, that it's going to be way too expensive and it's not going to be more productive than potentially oil here?
Well, I don't think so. We just committed to invest $305 million yesterday, so I think we do know the economics. But let's just start with the price of natural gas. Price of natural gas is about $4 per MMBTU. You can get 8 gallons of transportation fuel out of a million BTUs of natural gas. So that's 50 cents for your raw material cost right there. And then you add in the cost of moving the gas and the cost of putting the gas in infrastructure, and it's generally less than $2. In fact, in Oklahoma City, you can go right down the street from Chesapeake Energy's headquarters and buy natural gas at $1.39 a gallon. I fill up at my own home, where I just take gas out of the gas that comes into my home, and I pay about 75 cents a gallon. So the economics are absolutely compelling. I mean, just remember that natural gas right now is about 1/3 to 1/4 the energy cost of oil. So it's pretty easy math to see that $100 oil and $4 natural gas provide a huge economic incentive to switch to natural gas.
Hey, Aubrey, you know, I'm looking to buy a truck right now, and I've tried out a diesel engine on the Silverado. I've tried out the Tahoe hybrid and the Suburban straight-up gas. All of them cost about $100 to fill up the tank. I don't have a natural gas option, though. When is that going to become, you know, more than a Honda Civic for an option for a consumer to buy a natural gas vehicle?
Well, you can do what I've done, which is have my Tahoe converted into biofuel, but that's obviously something that happens in batches, and we need assembly lines. And General Motors and Ford and Chrysler are all working on cars and trucks to come off the assembly lines on natural gas. I think you're going to see real consumer choice in 2013, 2014. But before then, our move is at first dedicated towards the heavy trucks. That's where we consume 2.5 million barrels a day of oil in this country, 8 million trucks, and that's a lot easier to convert to natural gas than 250 million cars and light trucks. And
can you produce the torque? Is the engine going to give me a good 300, 400 horsepower as well?
Yes, it will. In fact, if you look at the lineup of heavy-duty trucks, you've got engines that run from 9 liters up to 15 liters. So as big as you need, a natural gas engine can provide all the power that you want. What you haven't had to date is you haven't had the confidence that you could drive around the countryside and be able to refuel. And our investment in clean energy is going to enable them to build 150 pumps at existing truck stops, and then that will be the down payment, we think, on another industry investment that will ultimately lead to about 1,000 fueling stations at truck stops, and that will provide the natural gas highway system with all the density that you need. It'll then grow from there, and I think grow downstream into cars and light trucks as well.
All right. Hey, Aubrey, hopefully you can get one of those in Westchester, New York. Thanks for joining us. Aubrey McClendon there, CEO of Chesapeake Energy.